Hello and welcome to this live stream of Boomer 11, and we're going to be talking about the game just which got over between CSK and LSG. Thriller of a game, to say the least. You saw when two teams went up against each other. It was LSG who created history in Chepauk by chasing the highest ever score, which was chased down 210 runs. Nobody gave LSG a chance, you can say, midway into the game because CSK was running away with it. Ruturaj Gaikwad scored a brilliant 100 to start off with, and Shivam Dube almost sending a message to the selector saying, "Hey, I'm here. Consider me as the all-rounder for the T20 World Cup." And in response, it was another all-rounder from Australian team who plays for LSG who just scored a mighty 100 today and probably one of his best knocks you've ever seen in his T20 career. And that was a statement of a knock in a tough pitch, which was slightly holding him, though the dew did come on. But you can still say it was a mighty knock against Chennai in Chepauk. It's no mean feat. I'll come to Jaren first up. Jaren, how is your how is your game so far, and how would you react to this? Because a game of two halves, you can say.
Yeah. I mean, it was very frustrating to say the least because I mean there was no due for the first 20 overs. You'd have to say CSK did a phenomenal job with the bat, and then for the due to settle in so quickly. I think the only reason why it did not get worse for CSK is because the first 3 overs of the first 2 overs that Chennai ball was exceptional, right? The ball kept moving around, and CSK did a good job. I felt with the new ball, especially getting Quinton de Kock out early, and then you just felt like when someone plays an innings like that, and Sandeepan will probably testify to this as well. When someone scores 100 like that, there isn't much you can do. You just have to watch with a lot of frustration as a score which seemed insurmountable just end up being easy. And then I think towards the end, it just seemed like whatever CSK dished out, it was bound to just come out of the middle of the bat of Marcus Stoinis, and it is annoying, but it's one of those days, where you just have to. I think CSK didn't do a lot wrong with their bowling. Obviously,
Yeah.
you can say that the likes of Lord Shardul Thakur. Ever since we've sent him to KKR, he's come back a different player. But I think Lord Shardul Thakur and Lord Deshpande combined together to make life difficult for CSK fans. But aside from that, you have to say that most of the plans
Why
were
don't you
tried.
take up the Deepak Shah question as well?
Yeah, I definitely want to get to that as well. I think with Deepak Chahar, he's been on and off, right? He did ball an exceptional first spell, like I mentioned, right? He balled really well straight off the bat, got Quinton de Kock's wicket. I think, and he balled well to KL Rahul as well. So I think he did a good job as long as the ball wasn't wet. Once the ball went to the fence a couple of times, it collected a little bit moisture. I just felt like he couldn't control it, and that's
I mean,
an aspect that he really has to
why would you
improve.
say that? Because 2 overs, 11 runs, 1 wicket. Deepak Chahar, was he injured, or why wasn't he given another over?
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like maybe at that point in time they felt like with the kind of pitch that it was, they
So
stopped
you're telling
trusting.
me possibly you
I
just throw
feel
out
like they
best
stopped
out.
trusting. Yeah, I mean, I'll agree with you. It was very surprising as well. But what I really feel is with the CSK bowling lineup, either maybe he's carrying an injury, which I don't know if he is, because I don't reckon he
I
would
mean,
You're
be.
at
telling me
this
just a
point, I'll
2 over
just
ball, not a
chime in.
4 over.
I feel at this point, the likes of Ruturaj trusts KKR returned Shardul Thakur more than
Yeah, I was gonna say
their
that.
Deepak
That doesn't
Chahar.
make any sense
I
to
just
me
feel like
because this was just
yeah,
a
I mean, I just
ridiculous
feel like
captaincy
Shardul
move.
Thakur, the kind of skill set
But
he
also,
has.
I feel why Teju has written a Deepak Chahar and then given a laughing emoji is because, I mean, today we saw plenty of auditions. We saw Shivam Dube auditioning for that finisher's role. We saw Mahendra Singh Dhoni once again coming in and auditioning for that wicketkeeper spot. We saw probably a Devdutt
By
Padikkal
the way, there
auditioning
are
for that
reports that
squad.
Dhoni is coming out of retirement, though.
I think we'll get back to that. I think we saw a brilliant audition from Devdutt Padikkal as well, chasing 210, 13 of 19, an audition for the test squad. And then we saw
What
Deepak
about
Chahar.
audition from Ravindra Jadeja? Don't miss out
Jadeja,
on that.
well, he was batting first, so I'll get to him. But 13 of 19, I mean, Jadeja did a better job than 13 of 19 chasing 210. And also, I think Deepak Chahar, I think Teju is mentioning to the fact that Deepak Chahar was probably auditioning to be Deepak Huda's friend because a drop catch that went on for six, and then the boundary that he considered, which could have been prompted to two, both of Deepak Huda. So I think the hand has been given from
But
Deepak
I
Chahar's
still say
side.
ridiculous captaincy. Just leave that fielding aside. I think Deepak Chahar could have possibly turned the momentum of the game if he was given a longer spell, maybe 4 overs on the trot. I don't know, from Deepak Chahar from being a test cricketer has come down to a 10-over bowler, now a 4-over, now a 2-over
And that is why
bowler.
you don't know actually who is captaining the side, because I think with Dhoni, he would have probably given 4 overs to Deepak Chahar on the go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
14
I'll
crore and
agree
he
with that.
doesn't put his body on the line is what Teju says very interestingly.
I don't
Uh,
know if Abel is discovering new things in StreamYard, and I don't understand
yeah.
what's happening. But, I'll tell you
I
what,
was trying to put a
I just
speaker
feel.
view, when you are talking, I want your face to be just displayed. That's the whole point.
Yeah, I think answering that Deepak Chair thing, I think, yeah, I'll agree with the fact that it was a mistake after all. I just feel like if not Shardul, I think with Shardul you never know when he gets a wicket. He's just that kind of a baller. But I just felt like Tushar Deshpande looked completely out of sorts. And I mean, I would rather, if I play a Shardul Thakur, right, I would rather play a Samir Rizvi, because I just feel like you either play a Shardul Thakur or you play a Tushar Deshpande. You play both and you can't defend 200 plus.
Yeah, I
I mean, you
agree.
would play a Samir Rizvi in place of a Shardul Thakur or in place of a Ajinkya Rahane.
Another point, right? You play Samir Rizvi and you don't play Tushar Deshpande in today's team. That's
Now,
what I'm
what has
saying.
happened to Ajinkya Rahane all of a sudden? He was supposed to
He's
be.
injured. He's injured.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it?
we all saw from the meme how the injury came. But yeah,
But why is he playing if he's injured? That's not fair. He's not the best player in the world that you give him that extra out because he's injured. He's not a Jaws
once
Butler.
again, the meme justifies that as well.
I'm not gonna reply to this.
Uh, okay, let's talk about Ravindra Jadeja over here. Maybe that's something we have to talk about. Do you think that really backfired in this loss, both the loss of Sandipani and Jaden? Because 16 of 19, yeah, though Devdutt Padikkal cancelled it out, but if you look from the other end, if Jadeja would have
You
scored
had two
19 to
lords. I
30,
mean,
that would-
Ajinkya Rahane and KL Rahul cancelled each other, and then you had Devdutt Padikkal and Ravindra Jadeja cancelling each other.
No, I
I
think
don't.
Ajinkya
I
Rahane
think
and
Well, KL
Quinton.
Rahul and Daryl Mitchell sort of cancelled each other, and Quinton de Kock and Ajinkya Rahane
Yeah,
cancelled.
yeah.
ultimately it came down to who was gonna. It was that Marcus Stoinis extra 14 runs, or you can say
Or probably
Deepak
Deepak
Hooda.
Huda 17 of 6.
No, I think it was
Yeah,
Deepak Huda's definitely, because I think once the wicket of Nicholas Puran came, maybe I mean I felt like, okay, now the only player I was really worried is Badoni walking in, because this lad has done it against us a couple of times before. But I never
But
expected
Badoni, I
Deepak
think, would
Puran
have
to come in.
scored 34 of 26, not of
I think
12.
slowly
No,
LSG is becoming CSK's biggest nemesis.
yeah, correct. I mean, they've done this against us a couple of times before. I think Badoni did it twice against us, I remember. Nicholas Puran did it against us
I
once.
mean, at the end of the day, it's just KL Rahul doing it against CSK.
But yeah, I mean, I'll get to the Ravindra Jadeja question, right? I really expected Moeen Ali to walk in at that point in time, because there was, I think, the idea to bring in Jadeja was to target the leg spinner and the left arm spinner, and there's no one in this world, in this team, not world, no one in the CSK team who would do it better than Moeen Ali. And then I just feel like with Jadeja, I don't think of Jadeja as a spin destructor. I think Jadeja struggles against spin bowling, right? I just feel like if you take the ball away from him, and I'm not saying that as in the ball spinning away from him, but I'm rather saying if you take the angle away from Jadeja, he sometimes struggles against spin. He's not able to create that pace on the ball. And when he tries to swing towards the leg side, I think Moeen Ali is still a little bit more stronger on the offside. And when it comes to spin, he's got that arc. He doesn't mind if you toss the ball outside leg stump, because as Kuldeep Yadav found out, he's not that easy bowling against Moeen Ali if he's in full form. And he looked like he was in full form in the last game. So not asking him to bat at that position and asking Jadeja is an absolute blunder. But even then, you would probably say that 200 odd in that pitch was really good. So I think it only comes down, to be very honest, to two things, right? One, Ruturaj not giving Deepak Chahar that couple of overs. I mean, I understand where that thought process comes from, because Deepak Chahar has been equally expensive in the past as well. But I think it was a better option than Tushar Deshpande. And then the second one was the absurd fielding that we saw from CSK in the last 3 overs. I mean, CSK did an extremely good
And
job.
I think Deepak Chahar was in the middle of it as well. I think
Oh,
in the
yeah,
fielding,
absolutely.
he was not at his best. And also, I think I'll just add to the Jadeja point. I feel Jadeja is not your number 4. I think he's a glorified number 7 batter for Team India. He does exceedingly well in the test format. You can probably have a Jadeja come in at number 5, number 6 if India needs a left hand right hand combination. But to be used as a pinch hitter, or to be used as a number 4 batsman to tackle spin or to tackle the middle over phase, I think that is a waste of a talent. And also Moeen Ali. I think Moeen Ali has done the job for CSK and his county side vitality T20 plus side in the England T20 league as well. He has done it many times, coming in at number 3 right after the power play, or probably towards the last over of the power play, and played blinders like what Stoinis played today. You could have had a Moeen Ali come in and play a 34-40 runs of 2021 deliveries. That is the sort of cameo that he has played for CSK in the past, in the last few seasons. And that is why all the more reason why I felt Jadeja getting promoted at number 4 really baffled me. And also I feel that Daryl Mitchell as well. I think if you have to be really harsh on, say, if I have to be very critical on a overseas player for CSK, I think it will have to be Daryl Mitchell, because I feel the kind of cricket that he plays, he is not suited to play for CSK, because he takes certain time or some amount of balls to get going. And coming in at number 3, number 4 in a T20 side in these day and time, you can't really afford to play those 10-15 deliveries and really go at a strike rate of 120, 130. So I think CSK will have to look into their middle order. I think Moeen Ali is still a by far better fit than a Daryl Mitchell and Jadeja. I don't really see a place for Daryl Mitchell in the CSK side, honestly, because I mean, if Rachin Ravindra is injured, I know once he's back, he can probably replace Daryl Mitchell. But
No,
even now, I think
I
they
don't
can
think he was
experiment.
injured. I think the thought process, Sandivani, was that since Daryl Mitchell is a left-hand batter who can ball spin, and Moeen Ali is also a left-hand batter who can ball spin, they were like, that's a like-to-like replacement. Now that's fair enough.
Fair
But
enough. But then
the
you
issue with
also have
Daryl
a
Mitchell,
Mitchell Santner waiting in the ranks, right? So that is why
yeah,
you have to go back to this auction. Then why are you picking similar bowlers? Jadeja, left-hand
yeah.
batter, leg spinner. Moeen Ali,
So
similar
I think,
left-hand batter, leg spinner.
but he's an
Mitchell
off spinner,
Santner.
so that makes sense. But I'll tell you
Yeah.
where I still believe Mitchell doesn't fit in, and I feel you're being harsh on Rachin. Then, when Rachin has done a better job than Mitchell for sure, he's at least
Yeah.
played LB out in 2 games. I think he's a better bat at number 3, and it's not even like you're gonna use Daryl Mitchell
He
for
was
his
doing a
fast
great job
bowling.
opening the innings for the side. I think you can have a
Yeah.
Ajinkya Rahane dropped from the side. You can get in a Moeen Ali at number 3. Rachin Ravindra, Ruturaj Gaikwad will open. Shivam Dubey at 4. And then I think the rest can follow. I think the likes of Dhoni,
No, but then they won't
Samir
be able to play
Rizvi.
Mustafizur
Do you
and
really think there's a need of
Azhar together.
Daryl Mitchell in this team, though?
Yeah,
That's
that's
Yeah,
what we
that
were
is what I was
discussing
coming
here
to. I
before.
don't need a Daryl Mitchell. You can get in a
We have
Rachin
discussed
Ravindra
the
instead
same
of
thing,
Daryl
right?
Mitchell.
What we were speaking about is how they decided that Moeen Ali and Rachin Ravindra are like-to-like replacements, and that's why they swapped. But I just feel you don't need Daryl Mitchell, the all-rounder, anyway. You're not giving the ball to Shivam Dubey, who's probably slightly a better bowler than Mitchell is in T20 cricket. So you don't require you don't require Shivam Dubey's bowling, you don't require Mitchell's bowling. But you require Mitchell's batting, and that is not coming good. But Rachin Ravindra might come better, good for you compared to the
But
role you
even
want
if
Rachin
you talk
Ravindra
about Mitchell's stats
Daryl
in
Mitchell to play.
T20s as well, I think he's a very slow starter. And if you look at the CSK batting lineup, you have a lot of players likes of Ajinkya Rahane, Jadeja, Daryl Mitchell, Moeen Ali as well. They take certain deliveries to come in and play, occupy themselves in, and then go after the bowling. So I feel they have similar sort of batters. The openers are similar. That is why I feel Rachin Ravindra was adding that spice, giving CSK proper starts, scoring at a strike rate of close to 200. That was the difference, I think, and I think they should stick to that.
I agree. I agree. But Tejas thinks that Mitchell will come good at some stage.
Yeah, it's
Well,
CSK. Obviously, Mitchell will come good at some stage. I mean, they'll have to wait for the eliminator, and you'll see a Mitchell brilliance.
I hope they reach the eliminator.
but
I'm a
let's
little
be
worried
honest.
now.
Sometimes going with the
Oh,
bat
you
is
are
just
reaching the eliminator. I mean, what will happen to the revenue if you don't?
That means KKR is definitely not reaching. That means RCB
KKR
should
is
make
reaching
second
for sure. I
knockout.
mean, you can't trash talk KKR looking at the other three
No,
teams in top
all
four
I'm
right now.
saying
I'm
is
worried
that
even at this
that,
point
that would
that
mean
CSK
RCB
might
makes
not
it.
be.
That means RCB makes it to every final, right?
No, RCB never gives you good revenue in the playoffs. I mean, RCB is a good entertainer in the league stages because everybody expects to see 14 games from RCB. Not more, not less.
I think Abel just got a call on. I think it's
Yeah,
Virat Kohli
whenever you
calling.
bring up, it's evident, Jedin. Whenever you bring up RCB, he's going to get a call because very conveniently, I would like to mention this once again on stream. We had a KKR versus RCB game on Sunday, and very conveniently, we did not have lives for another RCB defeat where KKR did get lucky. I mean, it was a game of nerves as well. Probably, if I would have come on live, I would have said something which would have tickled quite a few feathers. I mean, not a lot of people watch us, but whoever watches us, they might get triggered. But anyway,
Yeah, I mean, I'll take a question that Teju had put. I think it was Teju. Yeah, so Ruturaj, whenever he scores a century, his team loses. The match 2021 versus RR lost, and today it happened again. I'll tell you a very interesting stat, right? Just going over this, most IPL hundreds in defeats. And Ruturaj Gaikwad has just joined Ashim
Can I
Amla.
guess? Can I guess? Can I guess? Oh,
Yeah,
acha,
yeah, I
you
know.
already.
It's
I
Virat
think,
Kohli.
yeah, Virat Kohli tops the list, right?
With 300s in a losing cause. Hashim Amla, Sanju Samson, Ruturaj Gaikwad each have two now. But yeah, I mean,
I was
yeah,
just coming to
uh,
that analogy. I was just going to say, is Rituraj Gaikwad the new Virat Kohli for CSK? Where you probably ask him to play only 40 deliveries and get out.
possibly. I mean, he played phenomenally today. I mean, his batting was really good. He got off to a good start thanks to LSG's fielding as well. But I think the kind of fielding that LSG did in the first 3 overs is what CSK did in the last 3 overs. So we kind of helped each other there.
But I think that was the critical juncture. But still,
Yeah.
you would reckon 52 needed of the last 3 overs. You should be able. I mean, 20 deliveries, 52 needed, or 53 needed of the last 20 deliveries. You have a Deepak Huda who is not the prime striker of a cricket ball. You have a well set Marcus Stoinis, but you have 2 overs from Mustafizur and 2 overs and probably 8 deliveries from Pathirana. It's a game that CSK could have only lost. I mean, from there on. I mean, it was a CSK's game to lose.
But it was just phenomenal batting, Sandeep. I think I don't really see much mistakes that the bowlers did. They bowled
Probably
some
you can
very
say
interesting
Mustafizur
pitches.
Rahman. I think Pathirana was brilliant with the ball, but I
Yeah,
think Mustafizur Rahman was very lackluster. He was trying the Yorker, couldn't nail it in the last over.
yeah.
Bowled a no ball, which is a criminal offense. Bowling a
I
no ball in the
think
final over.
I just feel
And
like the second last over, right? LSG kind of gained the momentum. Where I just felt,
yeah,
you know, that last delivery went for six. Before that, also Patrana's last over was not that great either. Like the
right.
19th over. So I just felt like that's where the momentum shifted to LSG. Before that over, you still felt like CSK were in control. That's what I've said, right? I think it was just a day where batters got everything right, and whatever ballers did, it just did not work out. Because even in the last over, you felt like once the first ball went for a six, and the next ball, I think the next very ball was an outside edge that went for a boundary, and then it turned out
Yeah.
to be a no ball. So that those kind of things don't really happen a lot. It just was
I
not the
think
day for
second ball was smashed down the ground for a boundary as well. The third
yeah,
delivery was an
which
over.
was yeah. So second delivery was smashed down the ground, which was not a bad delivery. I think he just got underneath the ball and he played it
Yeah.
way too well. The margin of error was not there much, and it was just Marcus Stoinis being at his best. And then the next ball went to
But
the
also
fence.
with the dew coming in, you have to give some leeway to Mustafizur and Pathirana as
Yeah,
well.
precisely. I mean,
But then
they
with
played very
47
well.
needed of 3 overs, what do you think with the teams going on chasing 50 runs of last 2 overs for 96 of six? I mean, what is the ideal target that a team should look to? I mean, score batting first if the dew
I
sets in.
think I'll be very frank, Sandhimani. What I felt today is cricket needs to find a way to, make sure that dew is not a factor in cricket. That's just. I'm not saying that because my team is the one who lost it, but it's also something we've seen in the T2021 T20
Yeah,
World
yeah.
Cup where dew absolutely ruined the tournament, and it's not fair where when
It's a
you're
common
batting
scenario
first.
when we have games
Yeah,
at in UAE. I
yeah,
mean,
it's
dew is a massive
anywhere,
factor.
Sandeep Ali, for that matter. It's not fair when the first team that bats, the par score is 180, and when the
Hmm.
second team bats, the par score is 200. That's just unfair, and that obviously means toss decides the winner. And today, for instance, I mean, you can probably argue CSK made their mistakes, but you would have to say that Dew was a huge factor. And from this
I feel
moment,
they
the game
were
started.
they lost the momentum somewhere in the middle overs. I think 49 for
No,
two
I
instead
mean,
of
you would have
Jadeja
to say
probably
that,
Moeen Ali
and
coming
I'll
in.
take this question at the perfect possible time. Teju just said that Padikkal need better step up soon, or he's got some weird slander name on X. I'll tell you what. Forget the slander. We've spoken about Padikkal, right? He's a batter who needs a power play.
Yeah.
He's somewhat like a Steve Smith, right, or an Ajinkya Rahane of the past, where you
And that is
need.
why I feel Padikkal does not deserve a place in LSG as well. They have enough openers. They have
If
all
yeah,
top order batters.
if KL Rahul is opening the batting, then I don't think he deserves a chance. I think I'd rather have Badoni there. I think he can do a better job at number four. And I believe he's got that boundary hitting ability. He can do a better job. If you can't
But I
open
think
Padikkal,
Badoni
you
has
can't
been
do it.
lackluster whenever you have promoted him up the order. I think his strike rate is slow. He
Yeah, but
does go on to score 30, 40 runs, but he
would you take a
scores at a
Padikkal or
certain
would you
amount.
take a Badoni?
I would take a Badoni hands down, but I think Padikkal as well. I think to answer Teju's question, I feel that right now I think he is stepping up. He's stepping up for the right format. He realizes that Test is the chance where he can represent his country. So I think he's focusing on Test cricket right now. T20 is not in his radar, and we all know that Padikkal is a player right now. It's unfortunate, but if you talk about 2024, you wouldn't probably play a Padikkal in your India D side, but that is what it is, and I think you should realize and you should really focus on your strengths, like what Sarfaraz Khan did go on to focus on Test cricket and finally earned a Test cap. IPL was not meant for him. Similar with the case with the Padikkal as well. I feel right now he should focus on Test cricket, because with Patidar failing at number 4, I think it's a good opening for a good opening spot for the likes of Padikkal, because Kohli in recent times we have seen him prioritize his family way more. We have seen him get passionate for RCB way more than for India. So I don't know how much time he'll play for Team India in Test cricket. So I think Padikkal needs to be ready, or the young generation needs to be ready to step up.
I don't know, Sandipani. I wouldn't question Virat Kohli's commitment yet. I wouldn't, but I mean, Teju also says that with Fizz going
I
back,
mean, we'll have a topic on Virat Kohli and his noble crying saga, right?
yeah, I think that'll be an RCB versus KKR match in on YouTube or on Instagram. But yeah, I mean, I'll take this question, right. You've got Richard Gleeson now, and that's what Fizz says. He talks about how Fizz is obviously going back now. I think how many weeks left for him in in the IPL now?
I think last week. I think 29th or 30th is his deadline to move out. So I think probably one or two more games maximum at the most.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think with that happening, yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how Gleason performs, right? From what I know, he's a very similar kind of bowler that Mustafizur is. Prefers a lot of slower deliveries. Ball's a decent Yorker. It's going to be interesting how he does in IPL though, because it's not really been English fast bowlers IPL this time around.
But Jerin, do you get in a Gleason, or probably do you get in the likes of a Mitchell Santner maybe? I know that the CSK team has a lot of spinners who can come in and bowl this seventh and eighth bowling options. But I think Santner wouldn't be a bad choice. I don't know why they're not persisting with the Santner, because Jadeja is clearly struggling with the ball. Apart from say one or two games, apart from the game against KKR where he picked up 3 wickets, Jadeja hasn't really turned up with the ball in IPL in recent times. Neither with the bat as well, but that is a separate topic altogether. But then why wouldn't you play a Mitchell Santner or probably even a Simranjit Singh, and probably strengthen your batting and get in a Rachit Ravindra if you want to persist with a Daryl Mitchell?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just answer that with a simple reason that that's how CSK is. They don't. Once you enter that, when you're selected by them in the auctions, they've already given you a place. You're either a bench warmer or you are in the starting 11. That doesn't change until and unless injury comes in. Just how it works. I think. And I just feel the only reason that doesn't work also is because I mean, I've been calling out Miss Sandler for a long time, right? And I'll tell you, when I was calling out, this was when Tikshana was bowling for us. Just felt like Mitch Sandler is a way better bowler than Tikshana at this point in time. But now that you've
Oh
got
yeah,
two
yeah, yeah.
foreign fast bowlers,
I
I think
think
that's not possible.
with Mustafizur Rahman going out, I think Thikshana makes it straight away into the team.
No,
I,
I
I
think
don't know
this
why
is.
we're in
I
discussion.
won't be. I think Sandhimani it's Richard Gleeson. I just feel the reason I say that is because they need to keep that death bowling duo going, and I just don't think CSK is given that importance to spin bowling as much as they used to this season. I think they just moved slightly away from it. They're okay having spinners who don't give runs away, who squeeze the team, and who don't really take wickets. They're fine with that.
So, do you feel Thikshana has run its course for CSK this season? He won't get another game.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I will be very surprised if he gets an opportunity now. I just feel, I think his opportunity was stolen the moment Mustafizu took four for in that first game.
Yeah.
So if he wants to blame someone, he has to blame RCB's batting.
I think
A lot
that
of people
that
blaming
is
that.
something all the teams are blaming right now. Not RCB's batting, but RCB's bowling, and RCB's crying as well. I think it's been one season where RCB sit comfortably at the lowest bottom. I mean, even in a season where Harshit Rana managed to give flying kisses to batters, you had Tim David asking for reviews, sitting on the bench. You still have a RCB sitting comfortably at the bottommost position of the fair play points table. But that is a joke in itself altogether. But still, you see a RCB sitting at the bottom of all the points table they can find in this IPL. So you know that RCB are having a poor trophy.
Yeah, I mean, I think RCB is out as well, right? Even if they
Yeah,
win
yeah,
all
they're out.
they win their matches, they can only get 14, and I think 16 is going to be the bar this season.
Yeah, probably even 18. No, 18 is unlikely, but 16, yeah. I think 16, or probably even if you go to a 14, I think you have to depend on your net run rate. But the way Sunrisers Hyderabad are going right now, you can already say Rajasthan Royals have already qualified. And with the looks of it, you feel as Sunrisers Hyderabad and KKR also have 1 foot set, unless both of them trigger a massive collapse where they lose 5 of the next 7 games. I don't see both of them missing the playoffs as well. So I think it's going to be a tough or tight spot between two places. Probably one out of KKR and SRH will make it comfortably, and then you will have the other side, Lucknow Super Giants, CSK, and Gujarat Titans fighting it off for the two spots, 3 and 4.
I think if Gujarat and Chennai don't end up winning, the
But
next
Gujarat, I don't feel Gujarat will
matches.
go on to make it to the playoffs because they have a very subpar team. I think my
No,
gully
I
cricket
think
side looks a little bit worse than their side. Not
I think at
better.
this point in time, Sandipani,
I think we just lost Jaden out there. But yeah, as I was saying, I think Gujarat Titans right now do not have the right squad. If you talk about it, they did go on to get bundled for 89 against the Delhi Capital side. We had a live. We spoke about the shortcomings for this Gujarat Titans side. You just feel that they don't have enough players. Yeah, Jaden, I think you got lost in there. Your network, you're facing probably some network issues. Uh, I think we still don't have him. So yeah, I honestly don't see a Gujarat Titans making it as well. It is going to take them a lot of effort because they'll have to win 4 of the next 6 games to make it to 16 points, and then they'll have to rely heavily on their net run rate, uh, which has taken a big hit after that humongous loss against Delhi Capitals as well. And you have to